Hello, Goosebumps fans. Well, I think we need to talk about this because this is something where I'm like, we might need to actually address this. Which is, when it comes to Scholastic, they kinda are horrible when it comes to middle school reading. I mean, and middle and high school reading, which it's pretty funny. It's like, I don't remember any other Scholastic series that I heard that was like, yes. Given I'm gonna omit Freddy Fazbear, all of that. It's like I'm gonna omit all of that because it's like, It's like, yeah, there's a total where it's like, it's working, it's profitable, they're still continuing doing it, but it's like, yeah, but that's on the back of the freaking video games. If the video games didn't exist, I don't think that book series would even exist or even make it. So here's just some facts and some things that I see. We all know what Goosebumps is. If you don't, well, why in the world are you here? It's like, we know what Goosebumps is, and well, Goosebumps is doing okay, but the merchandise game was horrible. Even to this day, right now as I'm looking at it, right, I'm recording this, it is still kind of horrible where it's like, you're leaving money on the table, Scholastic. I get you only sell books, but even so, it's like, you're still leaving money on the table when it comes to Goosebumps. You so are. But when it comes to actually different choices that you can choose for Scholastic, being a middle schooler or high schooler, the messed up part is that you don't have a good selection. At least for me, I don't see a good selection, but here's just some that they had once. And I'm pretty sure none of you actually were able to say, I remember that, especially the younger crowd. So let's go with the three that I can actually recall. And also, I actually had to listen to someone talk about it. Yep, nice little nod to Pop Arena. So first things first is Animorphs. Do you know Animorphs? Do you actually remember what Animorphs is? For those who actually, it's like after 2011, the books aren't in, I think like 2013, something. The books don't exist no more. They're not actually being sold anymore. But they might say, if you're like, oh yeah, Animorphs, yeah, the graphic novels, I got the two that they released, and it's like, yeah, that was a book series before. Heck, can you believe that they actually had a TV show? They had a TV show, and the writers straight up rushed it because, well, the TV show ended before the book series ended, and it's like, and you guys didn't even have to be able to put anything from the book into the context of the TV show. That's pretty sad. But it was an interesting take. Definitely is. It was an interesting take. They did pretty decent on it. I believe they did pretty decent on it, even though we don't have a DVD or Blu-ray release now. It's like, yeah, we did have like 2 VHS releases, but that's about it. I don't know who owns it right now. It's allegedly someone's trying to make a movie, live action movie out of it. And it's like, good. That's good for you. Please do it. But it's been so long since I heard about it. So, and don't forget, as this moment where I'm recording it, writer's strike. It's like, oh my gosh, you dumb bastards. Oh my gosh. But they also had action figures. They had toys for Animorphs. Were they good? That's all I can tell you is they were pretty weird. I mean, they went to Hasbro and they did it, and they were pretty weird. And considering a friend actually allowed me to have one of the ones that he had that doubles of, it wasn't truly well made. I mean, when it comes to Beast Wars for Transformers, if a piece fall off, you're able to put the piece back on. Animorphs, if the piece breaks off, tough cookies. You can't actually put the piece back on it. You might be able to, but there's pieces that they break off, and then after that, the transformation to turn into a tiger is freaking screwed. So I don't know what to tell you on that one. It's like, yeah, not to mention they have to put freaking stuff on their hands to make sure there's claws and stuff. It's like, it was a very weird bag. Very weird. The point where it's like, I think the toy should not even have happened. Sorry, but it's true. But yeah, Animorphs did get some of their love, and then Animorphs ended, and basically these three that I'm talking about, they all are involved with K.A. Applegate. These are all the books that they tried to launch. Animorphs did very, very good, and then they had to end it, and they ended it. They ended it on a kind of cliffhanger where it's like, if they wanted to, they can start a brand new book series with some of the characters from Animorphs. They could so do it. It's like, oh, cool. And of course, she's already on record saying that she had freaking ghostwriters in the book series. Which the next book series I'm going to talk about is the one that's like, yeah, they kind of wanted to have this one to be straight up ghostwriters, which is EverQuest. You definitely don't know this one unless you actually read the actual Animorph books and you looked back and you're like, EverQuest. EverQuest was the one that was launched beside Animorphs. And they wanted to actually start up the world, start up everything with book one, and then allow the ghostwriters to continue on. The messed up part is that it was too heavy of a task for the ghostwriters to the point where it's like they had to do it damn themselves while the ghostwriters went to freaking Animorphs. She wanted to do 100% on Animorphs, but they didn't get to do that. So that sucks, doesn't it? It sucks. But EverQuest ended, of course, and even Paparina showed that many people don't even have any interest in EverQuest. Have I actually picked up an EverQuest book? I haven't found book one. I think I found like book 2 and book 3 and book 5, but I haven't found the first book. I like to at least start by having the first book if we're having a trilogy, not a trilogy, but a franchise or an actual ongoing story. I would like to have all of the books, not just, I got 2 and 5 and 7. I need to, it's like, nah, I'd rather just go with the whole thing where it's like, start with book 1. So they didn't get any merchandise on this one. Like, so EverQuest did not get any merchandise, no t-shirts at least, nothing. And it's like, well, that sucks. It's like, yeah, it's like, you see, not even a freaking t-shirt. It's like, if you're not gonna really go for the toys portion of it, t-shirts, book bags, purses, belts, shoes. Come on, get something. And it just shows that when it comes to Scholastic, they suck at merchandising. It's a miracle that they got Animorphs running, but I'm pretty sure the reason why Animorphs got running because they got a TV show, and that TV show helped push the idea of they needed toys for Animorphs. So that's the crazy part. They even did a book exclusive toy line, which was the one for the dinosaurs, in Time of the Dinosaurs. So yeah, crazy enough, they even did that, which they actually made 2 people turn into the freaking T-Rex, which 2 kids, and it's like, and then of course as soon as the show ended, they couldn't use the toys anymore. So Hasbro did the thing that they did the best: turn the toys into Transformers. The 3 rejects are now Transformers. Well, not rejects, but they didn't make it to the cut before the show got canceled. So yeah, and this now gets you to a point of where we can actually stop and say, hey, so if y'all guys truly are doing good with Goosebumps, then what was the big freaking deal with freaking R.L. Stine and Parachute Press and the fact that we're like, it's like, let's just go with the whole thing of maybe it wasn't about money, but I heard it was about money, that they were cutting deals and they were getting better deals for themselves. Scholastic was still getting the same amount of money, but Parachute Press actually got a little bit more. So it's like, well, you're still getting money, right, Scholastic? Why still break this? Why break this and say, oh, it's all mine now? And then you don't even know how to merchandise. That seems pretty damn ass stupid. But let's go with the idea of, oh, it's because they found out that R.L. Stein allegedly had ghostwriters writing his books. And it's like, if K.A. Applegate, if they actually got ghostwriters writing their damn ass books, I don't see you actually complaining. Because they're doing it too. So it's like, then why in the world are you singling out R.L. Stein then? Makes pretty damn stupid crap, right? Because it's like, you might as well allow him to have freaking damn ghostwriters. And maybe this is why the reason why we don't have a lot of books today is because he's doing it truly by himself. Allegedly. But it's like, yeah, you see how slow the books going versus they were popping out like crazy. When they first came out, they were popping out like crazy. Yes, the quality issue might be something messed up. True. But the thing is that still though, K. Applegate did that. And they went on record to say that they did that. What, you wanted R.L. Stein to admit that, hey, I needed the ghostwriters too? You wanted them on record to say that? It's like, no. And besides, we shouldn't even need to know that there's ghostwriters, right? In the end, just like when it comes to musicians, do you believe the musicians actually wrote all their music, all their songs, the singers? Believe it or not, many of them do not write their own songs. So, damn, what the hell? Yeah, there's just sometimes where they don't do it, and it's like, but you get to have the illusion that they do it until you actually become a true fan and you actually start doing some digging, being like, you look in the fine print and be like, oh, wait, it wasn't written by them. Oh. It's like, yeah, maybe you actually be like, oh, but it's okay, it's all good. But others be like, oh, I'm beginning to doubt your writing ability talents because you didn't write a single bit of your music. You had others to help you. Basically, that means that the company made you and you didn't really have anything but a voice. That's very, very messed up. But anyways, whatever. I mean, it's revealed from K. Applegate, R.L. Stein allegedly have some that it turns out it's like, oh, revealed, there it is. And it's like, I kind of don't really care though. That's the funniest part. I kind of don't really care though. As long as the quality is good, I think everyone will be okay with it, right? But of course, the last one that we need to talk about is Remnants. This is the one that K.A. Applegate went next to, which it didn't actually do well. I have almost every book except one. And it just equaled to where, oh man, it didn't do good, of course. It made it to like book 14. Book 12 to 14. I think it's somewhere in that range, which is like, whew. So as and of course, no t-shirts. They had that crazy promotion in the back of Animorphs, which, whoa, what the whoa? But they couldn't find footing, and it got canceled. So, in the end of it all, Goosebumps is the only one that they have, well, besides, of course, Freddy Fazbear, but let's just say when it comes to they are doing it all by their lump sum, Goosebumps is the only one they have. And of course, we can talk about the Bailey's Kids. Of course, we can talk about the Bailey's Kids. And damn, I don't know how many freaking books are there, but I think there's a lot of books. I think they made it to at least 100. And sadly, Scholastic decided to do what they did with Goosebumps. When they did re-releases, they said, fuck that, here is no freaking damn numbers at all with new freaking covers. And it's like, okay, how am I supposed to count this? It's like, yeah, because when it comes to Goosebumps, it's easy to figure it out. I'm pretty sure Bailey's Kids, they do have a wiki themselves, but I'm just saying, trying to actually get a handle on things, I kind of need to understand what's a re-release and what's actually new. But even then, when that comes to that one, for right now, I don't think they actually still have that running. Yeah. I guess we could talk about Babysitters Club, which again, that one's even sadder where I'm like, I don't think they're still continuing on. I think they're just re-releasing. So it's like, you see how messed up Scholastic is. They are now basically in a point of just saying, just re-release a series. Re-release a series. We have the freaking books, re-release a series. Versus trying something new. And something that they still have that's still running, they kind of don't know how to do merchandising. That's how it is, really. It's like they don't know how to do merchandising. And I mean, at least for Goosebumps, they have t-shirts. Yeah, but the worst crazier part is like the normal, usual t-shirts was like, yeah, it makes sense. You have t-shirts. You can only actually order them. Either you're able to order them online or buy their book circular. Yeah. And they do have different other custom shirts, but for me, I don't see where they are. They might be on one random place or Ross apparently, but it's like, yeah, it's not really able to be found easily. But what's the point in all this? It's just to show you that when it comes to Scholastic, they kind of suck when it comes to middle schoolers and high schoolers. The only thing they have that actually is still reaching the kids that has a long lifespan is Goosebumps. And even then, they decide to be stupid and dumb and be like, oh, we're getting rid of Parachute Press, get the fuck out of here. While they did that, they had a freaking gap. They canceled Goosebumps 2000. They canceled Give Yourself Goosebumps. And then as soon as they did get the rights back, what did they do? We just gonna re-release for 3 damn years of the original 62. Yeah. And then they actually reconciled with R.L. Stine, brought him back in a big way, and got Horrorland started. Even though when I'm saying the Horrorland book series could have actually made t-shirts as well. And you could have just sold the t-shirts online. I mean, yeah, you have like the first book, and then you have like on the sleeve the first books, something on it, or the coin on one side, and then the other one has another coin. So it's like when you have 2 shirts together, they're able to make 1 coin, just like the book. Cool, right? But they didn't go with that, and they did make a board game that sucked. They made a video game. At least they attempted at that. At least they attempted something. They made a survival book, and I think that's it. That's basically it. And then the movie came out, and they basically just did more books than anything. It's like, yeah, so it's like, as you can see, they suck at merchandising, and it looks like, I guess Goosebumps it's still good. Goosebumps is still good, but it seems it's like it's still kind of hanging by a thread, though. There's a reason why they don't have the cockatoo G on many of the merchandise these days, many of the books these days. It's because it lost its edge. Sorry to say that. Are they getting better with merchandising? Somewhat, but still, the ones that's like, they are doing so much stuff, man. Call them, and they're like, it's like, I already mentioned so many of them. Mega Constructs, Mezco, Pops really could do something. 9 variants of freaking Slappy, and you guys are like, Matchbox or Hot Wheels. It gets very, very stupid where it's like, yeah, they could do something really, really great here, but they just ultimately suck. They suck at longevity. They were lucky with Goosebumps. Will they have longevity with the Fazbear books? Maybe. But the messed up part has be the fact of where it's like they're coasting on re-releases, which they are. They're still coasting on re-releases of the original books. That's the sad part. Yeah, I will just come back later.